will check the differential backup, sorry, database backup restore. So this is the script. We have taken a couple of backups, as we can see on our backup location, that belongs to Lightspeed. Okay, several backups are there. Now we are instructing them to restore and through the script. So using Lightspeed. So this will be the nature of the restore. You have first full backup, you are restoring that, and then you are restoring differential backup. Okay, and then you are restoring transaction log backup, whatever transaction log backup you have available. As I said, you cannot give a transaction log backup here. So for instance, you have taken a backup. So let's see this scenario. You have taken full backup 6 p.m., differential backup 8 a.m., and then transaction log. So if you want to restore like point in time recovery, okay, so what you need to do is you have to restore this one, and then whatever transaction logs you have to reach out to here. Obviously you have taken differential backup, and so that has to be restored, and then remaining ones. If you want if you don't have a differential backup, you have full backup and all the transaction log. Suppose you want to restore that on till 12 p.m. So whatever transaction log before that and after the full backup, you have to restore all of them. Okay, let's remove this, and for the sake of the concept, suppose you have one more transaction log at 2 p.m. So 6 a.m. full backup, transaction log, different time, and you are told to restore till 12 p.m. Okay, or 12:30. So you don't have 12:30. You will say I can restore till 12 p.m. and they should be saying okay, go ahead. And then you restore this file, then this one, then this one. You have taken in the middle any differential backup, you have to restore that as well. Okay. So now let's see how to restore. So this is the restore statement. For this backup, I have taken some backup, full backup. So that will be restored. This is the restore statement using Lightspeed, and then differential backup restore. And once these are done, all the transaction log will be restored. And then if you execute that, this will be the result. So this is the restore script. If you double click, it will open that and you can see the script. And this is just for your benefit. You will write on your own the script. Now, if you want to see the history, who restored her and who copied, the way it will be done. This is the backup history script. If you run this, it will tell you with the database name who backed up and what are the backups you have. So if we run that here, we will see how many backups we have for a database. Let's say put it there, DBA database, okay? And DBA. Okay, and then let's go back. So we have seeing for last 30 days, as I said, if I just comment that out, it will tell you all types of backup you have, okay? All types of backup, all the transaction log, differential log, all the backup you have taken with the date, start time, end time, everything it will give. And if you want to know, like, I don't know the database name exactly, maybe I know some part of name, you just enable this, uncomment that, and put here whatever database name is there, database name like this, or database name in list like that. So either way will work. And then this line is for differential backup. D means differential backup. I means you have differential backup, so that will show you. D means full backup. L means transaction log backup. All the transaction log backups. If you want to know about restore history, so server name, okay, from which server, what is the source server, what is the destination server, data source database name, destination server name, username. Obviously you will not say username specific because we have used Lightspeed, so that's why restore is coming like that. Okay, and then if you want to use Lightspeed for that, let's see. So using GUI, graphical user interface, you open that and you restore the database, okay, from the disk, and you mention the disk name wherever it is, and you select which up to which one, transaction log, okay, and then it will tell you what are the backups that is there and which one you want to do the backup. So maybe you don't want to select transaction log, just full and differential backup, it will do that. Or if you select transaction log 1, 2 I want, but this is in serial order, so if you select one, previous one would automatically create for you, okay. You cannot just select this one, because to select to restore this one transaction log, all previous transaction logs have to be restored. And then you select next, override the existing one. Obviously you cannot have two copies of database. Override this, okay, leave the database, restore once you are done. So you have to put it into no recovery mode, okay. So we will see this statement, no more files can be restored. These are file locations, okay, these are file locations. And if you want to change that, you can change it here, okay, you can change it here for the restore locations. So once you run that, it will restore the database that way. Okay, so the databases are restored. This is through GUI, you can do that. One more thing I want to show you, that if you have let's go back to the script itself. So one point I would like to mention, that whenever you do restore, there are two files there. You have database data file and log file. How many data file you have? One data file and one log file. You can have multiple data file and multiple log file that will belong to database. And where will you find that? Right click on that, okay, and the location of the data file and log file are this. This is the location where database log file and data files are located, okay. And then you need to make sure that when you restore, you put it onto a proper location. So for example, you want to restore this database, DBA database, you have somewhere else, maybe on non-production environment, okay, from production, you have backup from production. So when you go to non-production, and then your file location will be different. It won't be C drive. So you need to change this part based on your destination server name, okay. So you need to make sure you change this, and then you just run the restore statement, okay. Same for differential backup. Now for different, if normally it will not require for differential backup, but if you make any changes on the location, or you want to change the location, or recently have changed that may require it. So that's why there is a scope to put it there, the file locations. So for example, a current backup you have taken, and then on the current backup, recently just you added one file, so you don't have that file here, on differential backup. So obviously you need to add that file location so that database works fine. So if you need to add any files here, this is the way you will add it on differential backup restore. And the below are transaction log restore. These are simple straight statement for everything. Just remember, for using script, if you want to restore, and obviously you have to, because you will not know the destination that way, and you need to schedule that restore, so it's better to use that way. And then for that, if you want to change location, or obviously if you are copying from one server to another server, volume name will not be same, so you need to move the data file and log file to proper location. And now in production, these are located, let's say, for C drive, and your development server is on D drive, so you need to change up to this, okay, whatever folder, and you need to put development server's folder name, okay, not this part, just this one until this one. You need to change those files and put it in there, okay, and that will take care. Okay, so we have disconnect user script. So this is very important. Before you do the restore, you have to add these lines. What it will do, if the databases are connected and doing activity, you cannot restore it, okay, or even if they are not doing, their connection will be there. So to kill the connection, one option is this one, for quick disconnect. You can use all the time this script, just 4-5 lines. You can also apply option 1, okay, just you need to change the database name here, or option 2, you just need to change the database name here. So just apply the script and you will see the users will be disconnected, and you can start your script. You can start your restore script. It's very important that you have this disconnect user script all the time with you prior to restore. There is a statement here, restore file list only, which will tell you the backup file, how many data file and log file are there. Okay, so before you restore, you need to know where I should put my data file and log file there. So for that, you need to get this information. You need to run this statement. Just put their backup file name, and it will take care, and it will show you the logical file name and physical file names. While you do restore, you need to make sure you define the path where these files will go while doing the restoration. So it has to be very handy, as time to time you need to apply the script to check the backup file names and then file locations. Okay, now if you need to move the backup copy from one location to another location, this is the statement you will run there. So this statement has to be run on SQL Server. Okay, this is to enable XP shell command. This option is there in SQL Server, and if you don't enable it, then your restore will not, this statement will not work properly. So this line, basically, this is for file copy, okay, and then this is for SQL Server to enable the option called XP cmd shell command. So entire script has to be run first in SQL Server to enable the option. Okay, so it's enabled. So XP shell command here, you have to find it somewhere. And it shows that the value, configured value is 1, which implies it's enabled. Okay, and then you need to run this file copy, fully qualified, with fully qualified domain name. Okay, so that implies server name plus domain name is like, let's say, gmail.com. That's a domain name. So your network administrator will give you fully qualified domain name. So you should not be writing only like, for instance, my laptop name is desktop 3b nb something like that. This is my laptop name. So in real life, computer name will be test1. let's say, for example. Um, uh, for that, you need to after the server name, you need to provide the fully qualified domain name. So let me give you an example for that. So server name is test, okay. Server name will be test here, or let's say Abu Talukdar is the server name dot gmail.com. It will be like that. So Gmail is the domain name .com, okay, or abutalukdar.isb.com. So server name will be, that is called fully qualified domain name, abutalukdar.servername.com, abutalukdar.isb.com, abutalukdar.gmail.com. So gmail.com or isb.com, these are fully qualified domain name of a server. So execute cmd shell command, and then you put the file name, okay, copy which file with fully qualified domain name, folder name, and then backup file name, and your destination where it will go. So you put it their destination location, network path to network path. You can try with local volume, C drive 1, C drive 2, 1 D drive, or C drive one folder to another folder. You can just try that way to copy a file. And how you will run it, this is cmd. So you need to type cmd, command prompt will come, and then you can copy the whole statement. So on SQL Server, you just need to execute that way. This is the example. So one file is there, and then you need to move that. So I have a test volume, and the file has been copied from the backup location to this folder. So you can see that way too. That's all we have for backup and restore. Only one thing that is remaining, restore job. So it will come on the next slide or next video.